All right, so I'm just in my bed reading some food reviews, right? Because I don't really trust fast food past a certain extent, and I'll only like go to the best ones that I know. So I started looking up Max's, right? And I don't eat cheesesteaks a whole lot. I'm not big on cheesesteaks. I like cheesesteaks, of course, but I know how unhealthy they are, and I don't often eat very unhealthy. So, but I'm getting a sneaky suspicion that maybe Max's is going downhill. Now, if you're not from Philly, most people who didn't grow up in Philly is probably not going up to North Philly. If you're touring, you ain't, like I said before in the video, you ain't going up to these spots, man. You ain't going up to no damn North Philly. But if you do, I mean, if you do want to go to the heart of Philly for a cheesesteak, then kudos to you. So I'm going to read some of these reviews, right? Because some of these reviews, I mean, a 4.3 overall, still, that's pretty fucking good. But some of these reviews are, like the new reviews are looking bad though. So I'm starting to wonder if they're going downhill. So I'm going to read some of these reviews. Starting with the first one right here by Julia V.
We were told about this place at hotel security. He said this was the best spot for a Philly cheesesteak. We got there, and it was very confusing. There weren't any instructions on how where to order. Then we placed an order, and it is as if they expected us to know how the process worked and got frustrated with us. There was no wins and choices. I was so lost and confused. The bread was all soggy. Sadly, it's not what I expected from my first and only original Philly cheesesteak. Maybe we should have gone to Gino's after all. Oh, and they only take cash.
Now, I know I'm reading in this silly ass voice being goofy, but okay, a few things here. Now, I can't fully agree with this because this. Now she's new. Here's the thing, man. If you're not used to ordering a Philly cheesesteak from an actual cheesesteak spot in Philly, it's not going to be the same thing as ordering like a cheesesteak in a pizza place or something like that, because they stack that meat high. Like, I'm telling you, they're going to, and this is any cheesesteak spot you go to. We're not talking about a pizza place. We're not talking about a corner store. We're talking about an actual cheesesteak spot like Max's here. And they've been doing some construction around here in Broadenary, so yeah. But anyhow, that's why it looks like that. But anyhow, y'all, my point is, she was basically confused about, and I was when I first went to Max's years ago, I was confused too. Usually they have not always, but they have long lines because it's very popular. So you might not be used to the process with this. Plus, is this woman that's like she's very experienced with like ordering a cheesesteak, so she probably didn't know what she wanted on a cheesesteak. I dealt with that problem too, to where I didn't really. It was my first time. I was kind of confused. I didn't really know. Okay, what should I put on it? You know. So it took me a second trip to really get used to like ordering cheesesteaks and what I like on it, how I like it. You know, customizing my ingredients and shit like that. So yeah, she's just new to the environment, and so And you know, Philly's a rough city, so motherfuckers ain't really gonna want to hold your hand like that. You know, so you know, I guess she kind of got to get used to ordering cheesesteaks. But yeah, as far as I know now, yeah, Max's is one of the best places. Even though Pagano's is better in my opinion, up West Oak Lane, which is far up north, so you probably ain't going all the way up there. So anyhow, let me read some of this. Veronica, the staff was awesome, except for the guy that was on the grill. He had a very nasty attitude. Otherwise, the atmosphere was amazing. Yeah, I never talked to the guy, but there was a guy that looked like a fucking pit bull in the face. I noticed there, which is strange, but hey, you know. Mostly good reviews here. How old are some of these? 3 months? No, okay, I don't think the place fell off. I don't think it fell off. Because all these reviews are like a week, 2, 3 months ago, so. Okay, yeah. This is only bad when I found other than the woman's, the first review. I love Max's cheesesteaks, but I was not impressed this time, my 6th visit. I arrived as it happened to be during shift change. Ordering was loud and disorderly. The mayo and whiz soaked the bread, which stood over 10 minutes from order to completion. Altogether, from arrival to receipt of sandwiches, including shift change, was about 45 minutes while being third in line the whole time. Huh, wow, yeah, it's probably gonna take a minute with these guys. They probably served a lot of people. I was disappointed with the wait, the order experience, and then a soggy mess. That was my sandwich for them, actually. The only upside, the meat was spot on as usual, and the overall taste was familiar. Yeah, I don't think, now that I'm reading more of these reviews, I probably shouldn't have been so quick to make this video, but apparently they haven't went downhill. It's just a couple bad reviews. People went at the wrong time, whatever. Shift change, okay. I'll let that slide. I've dealt with worse. I mean, you should see the reviews that I've looked at from around like North Central, even though we don't call it that, like Broad, Lehigh, York, and all that shit. So, yeah. Now back to this guy who complained about the bread being soggy or whatever. See, that's likely to happen because they're stacking the meat to the point where the meat is falling out of the bread and all that. Yeah, that's a regular Philly cheesesteak. Now, of course, if you order from a pizza shop or a corner store, it's not going to be like that. It's not going to be messy. But yeah, if you order an actual cheesesteak at an actual cheesesteak spot in Philly, yeah, that meat is going to be stacked. It's going to be sloppy. Okay, it's going to be sloppy toppy. I'm just going to let you know. It's going to be sloppy. You'll get used to it. You're going to have the peppers and onions all falling out the bread and all that. And the ground beef falling out. Yeah, it's supposed to be like that. That's a Philly cheesesteak. Because you're paying more. If you go into an actual cheesesteak spot, that shit going to be like $15, bro, or more. And that's for like a half foot. They gonna stack that shit, bro. Oh, and you ain't had a real Philly cheesesteak if you ain't putting mustard on that shit. Yeah, I like mustard on my cheesesteaks. Not a whole lot, but yeah, man. I know a lot of niggas don't do that, but yeah, man. If you know, you know. Mustard bring out the Philly in that steak, I'm telling y'all, man. But I was wrong, man. This place ain't going down. Max is still doing good. But yeah, you're risking the bread being kind of soaked because the ingredients will fall, not the damn bread. A Philly cheesesteak is very stacked. You're not going to be able to finish it all in one setting probably because it's going to be more ground beef than everything else. I'm just let you know. So if you think about getting a Philly cheesesteak, yeah, you're going to be confused like the first one. You're not going to know everything to put on there. They're going to stack the ground beef, like it's a fucking stromboli or some shit. Yeah, that's a Philly cheesesteak for you. So anyhow, lesson learned, y'all. Let me see if we can get a photo before I end this video. It's gonna be messy, like this. Here we go. Now I read the review of this guy, and he gave a positive review, so he ain't saying nothing bad about it. He's saying don't be fooled by the photo. This is what your cheesesteak gonna look like. The meat gonna be all out. It's gonna be more than. It's gonna be to the point where it's falling out the damn bread. You're gonna see onions and all that. You're getting plenty of beef. Plenty. This is what your cheesesteak gonna look like if you order a cheesesteak from Philly. So this video is basically for those of y'all who are like new to Philly, or just new to getting a Philly cheesesteak in general. I'm just gonna let you know, man. It ain't gonna be your cheesesteak ain't gonna be looking like a hoagie. It's gonna be sloppy toppy, but you gonna love it. Peace out.